All right, guys, welcome back to Touchdowns and Tough Crowds. Been a while, but we had, the holidays. We had finals. We took a little break, I guess, but we're happy to be back. I'm Ryan Hagee,
I'm Max Xavier.
and this week we're gonna kind of switch it up a bit. We're gonna move into like playoff picture and whatnot, kind of get into some of the off-season stuff. And if you like the content, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave some comments below, and let us know what you think, guys. We're gonna start off with the Saturday games of the Wildcard Weekend. Starting off with the Bills and the Colts, and we're gonna do our picks. I'm gonna rock with the Bills. I feel like it's pretty easy to do.
Fair enough.
If you lose to the Steelers after that cold streak, I kind of lose hope on you. So I don't really have faith in Phillip Rivers in the playoffs. Never have, never will. Their defense is good, but I think they rely too much on their running back core on the offense, kind of like the Ravens and the Titans. So I don't think they're gonna have the firepower to beat any teams like the Bills or the Chiefs in the end of the day. So Bills are too easy to pick right now. They're like Chiefs 2.0 without Patrick Mahomes, but Josh Allen's like right there, you know. So yeah, that's my pick. I have the Bills in that one.
So speaking of comparisons in that game, I also have the Bills, but I actually want to compare the Colts as a Walmart brand Steelers because it's the same kind of premise: really strong defense and an offense who gets enough points to win.
Yeah.
Except they're just the worst version, and they already beat the Steelers, so they should beat the Colts.
No. Oh, the Bills.
Yeah, the Bills already beat the Steelers, so they should beat the Colts, considering the Colts are a Walmart brand Steelers.
Yeah. I don't know if the Steelers get rolling. I'm kidding, but yeah, their offense is kind of centered around how the Steelers are centered around their young talent at wide receiver. They're completely centered around their young talent at running back.
Agreed. Yeah.
As compared to T.Y. Hilton's old, and they have that one kid Michael Pittman, who they brought in from USC.
He's been doing decent.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
But he's no.
They're still relying heavily on their defense.
Yeah, it's like there's no one on offense. They have the best O-line in football, though. That's
Agreed.
for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I think Bills is the easy choice there. We're not going to dwell on that one for too long.
Agreed. Bills just, unlike a lot of other teams, Bills don't lose, games they should be, right?
They lost to the Cardinals.
The Cardinals is a decent team,
yeah,
right? It's better than losing to, anyone in...
And they laid that egg against the Titans early in the
Titans
season.
once again are a playoff team, right? They're still decent, and then they lost the Chiefs, but that's explainable.
Yeah.
So they don't lose easy games.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Sorry, you want to go right in the next one?
Yeah, I'll do the Rams Seahawks next. If John Wofford starts again for the Rams, I don't even know what to say. I feel like it's just a pity because Aaron Donald deserves so much more.
Agreed.
And Jalen Ramsey too, because that defense is nasty.
That defense is incredible.
We were so high on the Rams, like throughout the entire season. We were like, they're awesome, they're so cool. I just think
and their defense kept performing, but
it's like I just want to know when they're going to reach their full potential because they have the offensive scheme.
Yeah,
they have the defense.
Sean McVay is a phenomenal coach.
Isn't the quarterback, I guess. But Goff is I don't know if he plays. I think I might take the Rams, honestly.
If Goff plays,
yeah, I might take the Rams. If he doesn't, then Seahawks, obviously. So I'm gonna assume John Wofford's not playing. John Wofford is playing because his thumb's hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Seahawks for my pick because Russell. Actually, he might go on a run in the playoffs. Who knows? But
so that's what I was thinking. I got Seattle regardless of who's quarterback for the Rams, and that's because when Seattle plays at their best, they beat probably 85 to 90% of the league. But that's a problem. They played anywhere from their best to their worst this entire season, and it's varied. But this is the playoffs. You have to play your best, or someone loses their job, right? So if they play like they should, they beat the Rams, I think, easily.
Yeah, it's almost like they relied too much on Russell Wilson. Have you seen that DK Metcalf kind of just like?
Yeah, he disappeared. He just gone.
Yeah, so I don't know what to say with that. Like I had him in fantasy in one of my leagues,
and he just all of a sudden.
I was. Week 17, we'll talk about it really quick just now. I was in Week 17 fantasy championship, stupid, and I missed out on $500 because the other kid, Kyler Murray starting, got hurt, didn't play the whole game, and I had Kirk Cousins on my bench with like 35 points. If I started him, I'd have won. And the other kid had like just a bunch of guys that went off, Naheem Hines and like Darren Waller, Derek Carr had a great game.
Josh Jacobs, right? I think I remember.
No, he was on my team and he didn't.
Oh, that's right.
So I got a little screwed. I was 12-1. The kid that beat me was 7-6.
Oh,
but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. DK Metcalf fell off the face of the earth for me at the end of the
just
season.
gone.
But just gone. If he's got to show up too. If the Seahawks want to do anything, they have to have the offense that they need to have because Jamal Adams and the gang, and Bobby Wagner, the gang, whatever you want to say, are not going to get it done for them. So yeah, we can roll it in like the next one. Bucks Washington football team. I think it's a great story. the Washington football.
I think it's cool. And I'm sorry, everyone who's complaining like, oh, the Eagles tanked and because of that the Giants didn't make it. Like, win more than 6 games.
Yeah.
Don't rely on the Eagles winning.
I still think it's a mockery what the Eagles did, but it disgusts me. Like, you play the game to win no matter what the situation. And even if you don't want the Giants to make it, you play your starter.
Yeah.
Like, if you had the choice between Nate Sudfeld or Sudwell, whatever it was, I don't know, Jalen Hurts, you put in Jalen Hurts.
I would put in Carson Wentz over Nate Sudfeld.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what?
Regardless, like,
it's gross.
Yeah.
I hate it, but I'm gonna pick in this one the Bucks. I like the thing that Chase Young said though after the game. I'm coming, dog.
Yeah, that was cool. I think that the Washington team is cool. I think that it's cool that they made it, but they're just not gonna.
What?
Like, that's another thing. I think the Bucks and Washington, defense-wise, very similar actually. I think the Bucks have allowed 355 points. And Washington has allowed 325, and yards-wise, they've both allowed around the same. They're both like top 10 defenses, yards-wise. But offense, the Bucks almost double Washington's points. It's like defense is like they're going to be on a similar level, but like.
But can you imagine
Tom Brady,
like Chase Young?
Yeah, Chase Young
had
like
like
such a
4 sacks and like the defense dominates Brady.
That would be phenomenal. But that's another thing. The Bucks have a decent.
This is the inner like New England Patriot hater. Like, we
exactly.
if I see Tom
Brady just getting sacked 5 times this game, ecstatic. But that's probably not going to happen.
Like
the Bucks have a good
the
Bucks have a good O line though.
Yeah, they do. Remember, like they kicked Ryan Jensen inside to double team Aaron Donald. He didn't get a sack all game. Not even a pressure. No. That was pretty cool. That was like one of the coolest stats I've ever seen. Yeah. And they have Wirfs on the outside, but I don't.
Bruce Arians has known what they're doing, except for the fact that he's not playing Leonard Fournette. Yeah. That's just a personal vendetta.
Wirfs versus Chase Young.
Yeah, that's right. That's
cool
going to be sick
matchup.
because Wirfs, if offensive linemen were better considered for offensive rookie of the year, I would have Wirfs at least second.
Yeah. Whoa, I would have.
Okay, top 5. Top 5. That was a bit much, but top 5. He's really good.
It's between 2 guys. So. Yeah. All right, we're gonna roll in the Sunday games. You want to talk about the first one?
I got. Who do I have winning that? Let's see. This one, that's right. The Ravens.
That's why I wanted.
I was thinking first. Bears Saints, but then I realized that they weren't playing first.
Ravens Titans.
As a Ravens fan, I have the Ravens winning. As a regular, just looking at this game from an outside perspective, I have the Titans winning.
Yeah,
and I
Derrick Henry off of
Derrick Henry. Like you're in the winter, you're Derrick Henry. The Titans' run defense is gonna stop the Ravens' run offense.
Isn't it funny how it's the same thing that happened?
It's the same thing. Well, not in the wild card,
but it's the same thing. Yeah. Like, Derrick Henry is coming off of 2 monster games.
2K yards.
2,000 yards, running right into Baltimore. Oh, no, it's going to be in Tennessee this time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm intimidated about this. As the Ravens, I think we stand a chance.
I think you guys stand a chance, too. I'm also going to take the Ravens in this one.
You're taking the Ravens?
Yeah, I think that this little joyride...
Thank you. Because I'm not.
I think this little joyride for the Titans is over. I think Derrick Henry is... I think he's going to have to carry the load, obviously. He's probably going to get like 150, 200 yards on you guys because you guys stink up front. But I don't think they're going to score enough points. I think Lamar is like kind of running all over everybody right now.
If John Harbaugh doesn't change what happened last year, which is the fact that they abused the play action and burnt us on throws, and then we just never knew whether or not they were throwing or running. Yeah. Like, we were kept so off balance the entire time.
And another thing is you don't have Earl Thomas this year.
We don't have Earl Thomas, who's going to be, the lead blocker.
Yeah,
but
so that's good that you saw
that's good we don't have him because he was a blocker. No.
But my big thing is, like, if Lamar Jackson has under 150 passing yards, you guys are going to lose.
That's a loss.
And that happened how many times this year?
Several. He had 1 game over 300 passing yards this year.
Kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's that good. You guys need to move
on. Hit 1,000 rushing yards again.
Oh, it's so exciting.
First quarterback ever to get 2 seasons in a row of 1,000 rushing yards.
How many playoff ones?
No.
None. Zero.
I was about
okay,
to. One after this.
Yeah. Hopefully. I think so.
I hope so.
But then you guys would come to Pittsburgh, and then you know what happens with the Ravens playing in Pittsburgh in the postseason. It doesn't go well. Yeah. But whatever.
I think we would stand a better chance. No.
I'd rather face the Titans than you guys any day of the week. I told my dad this like all he's actually told me this. He goes, I don't want to see the Ravens. I don't. You guys could play us so tough that we just lose it. You know, it just kind of falls out of our hands. But I have confidence that we would beat you. Anyways,
moving on. We got to get past the first week.
Yeah. Bears Saints. I'm kind of torn because the Saints offense is not what it used to be. I mean, is Kamara gonna play?
I thought he was playing.
No, but he had COVID last week. So I think maybe
they're gonna find some way, right? They lose this game
Sweep
without
it on the
Kamara.
table.
Yeah,
He had a
exactly.
negative.
Yeah, right. It's like
oh my god, dude.
it's like the Ravens. Like, let's just move that game a bit.
Yeah, like, let's make it a Wednesday. I think if Kamara doesn't play, Bears by 100.
Yeah.
If Kamara does play, Saints.
Saints.
So safe pick, Saints. I'm gonna say Saints are gonna win.
Saints are good. Yeah.
Love.
I really want the Bears to win, not because I like Trubisky. I don't like Trubisky, but I
love Trubisky.
I
love the story. You know, like
I do. I think that
If
the
he-
comeback story and the amount of faith the Bears have been able to put into him this entire time is phenomenal.
they haven't put any faith in him.
Well,
They
like
put in
I
Nick
meant
Foles.
like the coaching staff. Coaching staff to
Yeah.
like they haven't drafted another quarterback in 3 years.
Well, they should have.
They should have.
Yeah.
But
I think he's Baker
if-
Mayfield.
I want him to pay off. Also, I want Allen
Like
Robinson.
you could put Mitchell Trubisky and Baker Mayfield in the same boat, and like you could be like, which one's which? You'd be like, I don't even know who's who. Like they're the same guy. I swear to God. Well, Baker Mayfield
little different.
has a little bit more arm talent,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't
But
know.
still, I want Allen Robinson to get more out of his career
Yeah.
because I really like Allen Robinson. That's my thing.
Remember when he was on the Jags and he was just a stud with Blake Bortles, and then he went to the Bears for some reason?
Like
Oh, he
his,
was with the Bears.
they I don't remember all of them, but like his quarterback, like he's the talent he is with Trubisky, with Blake Bortles, and then I think it was like Brian Hoyer.
Yeah. No, I don't.
It was
think
someone
that-
else. It was some.
It
Oh,
was another-
Glennon.
Yeah,
It was
Glennon on the
Glennon,
Jaguars.
like,
yeah, I was about to say because that's who was before
That's
Blake.
that to me. That sounds like your career is crashed and burned, and he's only thrived.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't thrived. He's done well.
Considering the quarterbacks,
Yeah.
he's thrived.
Imagine if he was in Pittsburgh.
Imagine if he was anywhere with
In
a
New
decent
England.
quarterback.
Like,
In,
dude,
man,
Miami.
if he was in New England with Tom Brady, that
No,
team
It
wins.
doesn't even need like a quarterback. He just needs a scheme that's wide receiver friendly.
A better scheme.
Like
yeah.
Matt Nagy is horrible. How did he not get fired?
He's still not fired. We'll talk about it later. But
yeah. All right, we're gonna move on from that one. Saints is our pick. Browns Steelers. I mean, you can't win by 2 points against Mason Rudolph and the gang. I'm sorry. That
without
was-
most of the defense.
we had one day one starter in the fourth
Really?
quarter on defense because Bud Dupree's gone, Devin Bush is gone,
Yeah.
Vince Williams hurt, Robert Spillane hurt,
Yeah.
TJ out, Cam Hayward out,
Yeah.
Joe Hayden out. So
Mm-hmm.
we had Steven Nelson and Minka Fitzpatrick. That's it. Terrell Edmonds out. We had Sean Davis at safety. We drafted him in the second round
Yeah, I
like
know.
3 years ago. And
I
we
like
let him
Sean
go.
Davis a
He
little
was
bit.
good, yeah. But we let him go. He was a Redskin for a little bit, or a football teamer. But we had no one. And they still only scored 24. Our defense is still good. Like, it's just a good scheme, I think.
For you guys, like I think you're favorites to win this easily, but
Yeah.
you can't lose this game.
No, we can't. If
No,
we
you
do-
cannot.
Well, I thought we were going to go 1-0 in the playoffs based off of how we were playing before. But it seems as though when Ben calls the plays, the offense is fine. I don't know if you've read the articles, but Randy Fiechner is not going to have a job come July 1st.
Fair enough.
Just going to say that. Pretty obvious. I hope. I hope so. As a Steelers fan, if he's still on the team,
That makes you
so-
nervous.
he could be the quarterback coach, but the play caller should be a Matt Canada. He's our quarterback coach. Not a lot of people know him, but like someone who's not going to call the same inside zone run play every first down or second down. If it's 3rd and 2, we're gonna run an inside zone run. It's disgusting. It's the worst play calling ever. But I'm gonna take the Steelers.
This is a big proving game for the Browns, though.
That's
To
I'm
me,
gonna
this
talk
is
about
like
that later.
legitimizes their season.
I think this legitimizes Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
That's what. But like Kevin Stefanski is out. He's not going to be there because of COVID. So without him,
That makes it even more of a proving game.
well, because he's a great play caller, just like he's a great head coach. He can make a lot of good halftime adjustments. So I don't know who's going to be there for them. I don't know who their offensive coordinator is. Actually, it's kind of embarrassing.
Get Freddie Kitchens back in there.
Yeah. But with him gone, I think they're going to struggle, especially if they go down at halftime. It's going to
Yeah, if they go down at half,
because he can't call in.
no.
If you're on the outside looking in, you're not allowed to make any contact.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, Browns Steelers all day.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take Steelers. What's your pick?
I have Steelers.
Steelers too.
Yeah.
Like the only way the Browns win is like Myles Garrett has his
Yeah,
career
Myles
game.
Garrett goes off.
Baker Mayfield has his career game. Like the stars.
That's what, like, Baker Mayfield just needs to do well. He doesn't need to win. He needs to do well to solidify his career here, for me.
just to stay.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think they get rid of Odell, which is a good idea.
Like, you made it to the playoffs, which is good, but, like...
He's not a guy who needs he needs a good tight end, he needs a good run game, and he needs a wide receiver with good hands. He doesn't need Odell. He needs Jarvis Landry, 3rd down guy. You know, like 3rd and 5, across the middle. He'll take the hit. He'll catch it.
And they have Austin Hooper and, what's his name?
David Njoku.
Yeah.
Who's awesome. I want him to
they're
be
both
Steeler.
like you. I think you run a two tight end scheme.
They
every
torched
time.
us again last week. If you watch the game, It was bad. We fell to the hands of the tight ends the entire game.
They need to run a 2 tight ends.
But we do that every week. Like if you watch the Ravens game, if they play us in the playoffs and they don't use Mark Andrews, we're gonna beat you. Basically.
Yeah, we need to utilize Mark Andrews more.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move into the season awards next after this, guys. So stay tuned. All right, we're rolling right into award picks for the season here, guys. I feel like MVP kind of
It's divided down the middle.
3 guys actually.
3? Really?
Yeah. Well, it's between Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, and Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
But he kind of fell off the map for a second there. So
To me, it's like Aaron Rodgers and Pat Mahomes were consistent the entire time. Josh Allen like dipped in and out just a little bit, but he's definitely the third runner-up.
yeah, I'm picking Aaron Rodgers. 48 touchdowns. I mean, I think 4,700 passing yards, something like that. Best team in the NFC. It's him. I mean, he has nowhere near as many weapons as Pat Mahomes. He doesn't have the same scheme. I think that it's him by a mile. I mean, Pat Mahomes had a great season. I was actually on the Pat Mahomes gravy train for the entire season. I was like, Pat Mahomes is going to get his second. He's going to go to another Super Bowl. He's going to win another Super Bowl MVP. He's just going to, like, here comes the GOAT. Like, you know, like kind of that kind of thing. But I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers for this one. It's kind of his to lose. I don't think Mahomes has done enough to take it away from him.
So I disagree there because I have Mahomes winning MVP. I can definitely see the argument for Aaron Rodgers. Don't get me wrong, but like most wins in the league, right? Fewest interceptions in the league, second highest passing rating in the league.
Aaron Rodgers had the fewest interceptions.
Yeah. Oh, did I say? I meant to say second least.
Oh, yeah.
Like more yards than Aaron Rodgers though.
Oh, yards don't mean nothing. Touchdowns do.
Wins mean things.
Yeah, they do.
Wins matter.
Look at that
and
team.
to me, like, yeah, he has a stud of a team around him, but like,
Yeah, it's most valuable player.
that's
to the team.
that's
Without Pat Mahomes.
Without Pat Mahomes, you know, those guys aren't getting the ball.
You're right. Without Pat Mahomes. It's
But I definitely see the argument for Aaron Rodgers, especially in the later half of the season. Later half of the season, he just like, I don't know. To me, he torched it. He like, I'm still on the Pat Mahomes gravy train.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. You're right. It is a hard decision, but I feel like everyone's been saying Aaron Rodgers the past few weeks. It's just kind of on the top of everyone's mind, kind of like how TJ's on the top of everyone's mind for Deep Boy. It's like everyone's just like, it's easily him no matter what. Just give it to him. Let it be a season. And then he's going to lose in the playoffs. Like, it's Aaron Rodgers' thing. Win the MVP, lose in the second round. Like, it's just what he does, you know? Green Bay Packers tradition.
There's not a lot of teams in the NFC, though, to hold him back.
No, but they would lose to the Bucs if they played the Bucs. Just like how last year they would lose to the 49ers.
Because when Aaron Rodgers
the
faces a tough defense, a gritty defense, it's like...
Or whenever he faces Tom Brady.
That too.
It's just kind of like, the guy who's better than me.
Oh, shit.
No, but yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna win it. My offensive player of the year though is Kamara. I think that's another easy one. I don't know. He's a beast.
6 touchdowns in the game. Say less.
Yeah, we had a hard time with this one because there's actually like so many guys.
There's like we were debating between like 6, 7.
You could do like Cook, Kamara, Diggs, Adams, you name it. There were like 15 guys. Kelsey Hill,
yeah.
I mean, you could just, and also there's always the option of the MVP. Like you could always say Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen.
Oh, I didn't want to correlate MVP with offense.
They always do though.
Yeah, I know. It's
it
like
sucks.
Make it someone else.
Yeah,
right?
they usually do the best running back in the NFL.
Yeah,
like
I like seeing someone else other than quarterback at at offensive.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, like 2,000 yards.
Should have said Derrick Henry. That's probably the better pick.
No, I still would have gone Kamara.
Yeah.
Kidding me? That team revolved around Kamara.
They did. Well, you don't think the Titans revolve around? No, they kind of don't.
Little less.
Little
less.
Yeah, a little less.
Like the running back with one of the highest yards and one of the highest receptions and one of the highest passing.
Remember when he was leading the league in receiving yards too?
That was crazy. He was top 5 for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, it's Kamara. It's Kamara for me by a landslide. It can't be anybody else. Yeah. What's your pick?
Someone else other than Kamara. So I have Diggs. I have Stephon Diggs. And just like he came into that system that needed a receiver and showed him what a receiver was. Like Josh Allen was like, holy shit, I have someone to throw to.
Yeah.
And he did because Stephon Diggs had the most receptions and the most receiving yards in the league.
I just think touchdowns mean more than receiving yards. I would have taken Devontae Adams.
You would have taken Devontae
mine's
Adams.
Kamara, Henry.
Once again, super debatable between a whole bunch of guys, but like, I don't know. I like Stephon Diggs.
Everyone when like as soon as he was on Buffalo, everyone was like, "Oh my God, Stephon Diggs!" Like I didn't like it. I don't like Buffalo either.
Okay.
We might get some hate from that, but because like the city of Buffalo is like they're crazy. They're
Dude,
crazy.
I love the city of Buffalo. They donate all the time. I think the
fan
Bills
base
Mafia.
is cool, but
I think
they're
the Bills
annoying.
Mafia is the coolest thing in the world.
I think they're great people. I think the fan base is just a little annoying.
Oh yeah, they're annoying, but that can be said about any organization. Most organizations.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong when I say that most organizations can be
I mean,
annoying.
like, do you hear from Dolphins fans? No. Like, you hear from Pats fans? You hear from Bills fans?
You don't hear from Colts fans because they're non-existent.
LA fans, Charger fans.
But like the fans that like Pats fans, like
Annoying.
you gotta admit that also Ravens fans the year that Lamar won MVP.
Oh my God. Still,
But like, actually, Pat Mahomes fans aren't bad.
No.
But regardless,
there are
like
none. They're all 12.
they're the bandwagoners.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Yeah, it's a good
Says
case.
the guy who had Pat Mahomes for MVP. But
But yeah,
I like Stephon Diggs for this case.
it's a good case to make. I think you can make a case for legit, like we said, 12 people in the NFL. So Depoy, easiest pick in the NFL. Don't even have to think about it. It's the best defender in football. I'm gonna give you some statistics because I know you're gonna try and pick someone else other than TJ just to be like no.
But
TJ had 15 sacks led the league, obviously. First Steeler in the past 8, 10 years, 12 years to have back-to-back 15 sack seasons. He tied the record for tackles for loss in the season. Michael Strahan had 23. No one was close within 8. No one was within 8 tackles for loss of him. And the person who was behind him was Vince Williams, linebacker for the Steelers. He had an interception, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery. He was all over the field. Even the plays where you didn't think he was a problem, like he just got there every time. He got held almost every play, and no one threw flags. Like you gotta watch the tape, man. I mean, I watch the Steelers all the time. This is like the easiest bandwagon pick for me to make ever. I would have made it last year too when Gilmore won it.
Gilmore was
But we
also
didn't have,
next level.
We
though.
didn't have the record last year.
Yeah, you
we're,
didn't
we're
have the
12
record.
and 4 now.
No, you did. Yeah.
He's the best player on our team. He's the best defensive player in football, and I think everyone knows it. He's going to be a first-team All-Pro. He was a first-team All-Pro at 2 positions last year, like Khalil Mack in 2015.
Yeah.
Like, that's next level, you know? So, it's TJ. Like, make a case for Aaron Donald, whatever you want to do. Like, go ahead.
I went into this wanting to say Aaron Donald, but
It's TJ.
if you think it's anyone other than T.J. Watt, you're just wrong.
You're kinda
I'm
wrong.
sorry, you're
It's
just
his-
wrong.
it's his
This
one.
is like when Stephon Gilmore won.
Yeah.
Like if you said anyone other than Stephon Gilmore, you were wrong.
He was a lockdown. Well, I said,
Exactly.
I said TJ Watt.
But like still though, like T.J. Watt won it. Like without, if he doesn't, they're smoking something.
Yeah, they got to be.
Like
Yeah. All right.
T.J. won it by a landslide.
Easy pick.
I want to say Aaron Rodgers because he deserves more than what he
Aaron.
gets.
You mean Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald. I'm sorry.
Well, he's already had 2. Let TJ get his.
That's fair. That's fair.
And he's so young. They're both so young.
Yeah.
So cool. But this is a fun one. Defensive Rookie of the Year. You want to say it at the same time or just like Chase Young?
Chase Young.
Okay.
Yeah.
The guys of Testament. He brought that defense to like another level. They have 4 first-rounders on the front line. You can't talk about like the way he's built enough. Like there's that clip where Tallman's talking to him pregame before the
Yeah.
Steelers play him. They're like, "You got to lose 15 games to get a guy that looks like you." He goes, "I'd never want to lose enough games to get a guy like you." And I thought that was a really cool moment. So, obviously him. It's just there's no one like him. We
No.
haven't seen it's like Myles Garrett. It's Aaron Donald.
He's lived up to the hype,
Yeah.
to say the least.
It's the specimen. You can't miss on that pick. They didn't miss.
No.
I would have taken him over anyone in the draft. Give me him over Joe Burrow any day of the week. He's Reggie White. He's Lawrence Taylor. Give me him.
Yeah.
He's a dominant force. He's Aaron Donald.
He's the next Aaron Donald and TJ
Myles
Watt.
Garrett, yeah.
And Myles Garrett, right?
Legit.
He's the next. He'll win defensive player of the year eventually.
Has to.
Yeah,
He'll
there's
be
no
like
way.
a 15, 16 sack guy.
Yeah.
Barring any crazy injuries, which I hope never happen.
Yeah, no, I hope that never happens. But yeah, no competition there.
Easy. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Competition here.
Competition there. There's 2 guys.
You wanna go
Tristan
first?
Wirfs.
Tristan Wirfs is good. I have Tristan Wirfs 'cause he's number 2. No, he's only number 2 to my number 1 guy.
Yeah.
So
I have Justin Jefferson. You could legit go either way here. I don't know
No,
who they're going to pick.
I don't either.
I think this is the hardest award.
because Justin Jefferson is hands down the best rookie receiver in the league right now.
He's the best.
Hands down.
He's
He's one of the best receivers in the league.
yeah,
hands down.
He I don't know. His route running is everything. 1,400
Route
receiving
running was
yards.
incredible. We've talked about him before. He was
Yeah.
our breakout player once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He set records. He broke Randy Moss's record for receiving yards in the season by a rookie on the Vikings. I think just the Vikings. His receptions record as well. Did not break the touchdowns record because Randy Moss set like a different level.
That's being set for the next decade.
But yeah, I think they both set records. You could go either way, make a case for both of them. Jefferson was an outstanding player. I think he didn't mean as much to his team as Herbert did, so I guess Herbert should win it in some ways. But I think
offensive rookie player of the year is
more like who's more electric.
Yeah,
I think
who's
the
more
gritty.
if it's more electric, if that's what they go by, I think Justin Jefferson wins. If
The
they
gritty
think of who
and
had the
stuff,
bigger
man.
impact, Justin Herbert.
Herbert
wins.
by a mile.
Yeah.
30 touchdowns broke Baker Mayfield's
31.
record. 31, sorry.
Like
4,000 passing yards. I think he had 10 receptions.
and you didn't have an offensive coach for a bit. Well, they just fired
they
him,
just
but
fired him.
but
Yeah.
still, you had Anthony Lynn as head coach.
He was bad. I remember his clock management might be the worst. There's a clip where it's at the end of one of the games that they played. I can't remember who it was against, but they had the worst clock management I've seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember because it was absolutely horrible. They should have spiked it, should have called timeout, but they didn't. They had a chance to win the game,
And they just didn't.
and they just didn't.
They just threw it.
Anthony Lynn was
I
just
think I
sitting
remember
on the
that game.
sideline with his hands up.
I feel like it was against Carolina or something, if I remember correctly.
NFC opponent for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe the Raiders, but no. But yeah, I think make a case for both. Herbert should win it, in my opinion, honestly, just because he means more to the team, and he's the best quarterback in that draft. I said it from the beginning.
You did. No, you did.
Legit. I want to
And
be
currently,
quoted.
he's the best quarterback in that draft.
Burrow is good. He's just sadly on the Bengals.
Yeah, he's on the Bengals, which is not going to go well.
Yeah.
And Tua has not proven himself to me. He might. You can argue that he hasn't had the playing time. Still not proven. In the playing time he has, he's not proven.
We
it
actually
to me.
aren't talking about the Dolphins much in this podcast.
We're not. No. Well, they missed playoffs.
Yeah, and they stink. I'm kidding. Their defense is good. They
They're
have a great
pretty good.
future, but Tua needs some help.
Yeah.
And he needs to.
They have a good future. We'll give him that.
Tua needs to get better.
Yes, he does.
We're gonna move into coach
Tom's always saying how it's because of the scheme calling, right? Cause,
the play calling. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. I don't see anything. It's not that.
Um,
It's just the basic rookie play calling.
Yeah.
All right. Coach of the year, also a pretty easy one. I was gonna say Tomlin for the longest time.
But
I mean,
last four games.
right?
Yeah.
kind of tanked that. Stefanski, first playoff appearance in God knows how long, 18 years,
Yeah.
17 years, whatever it is. Kind of completely turned it around. Kind of completely turned around Baker too,
Agreed.
because Baker was heading down a dark path. And
Well, yeah. When you have 3 head coaches in the span of 3 years,
it's like quarterback killer right there, legit. It's like David Carr vibes.
I'm really glad Baker found. I personally not a big Baker fan, but I'm really glad he found a coach.
Love Baker.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I don't like him.
Great
as much.
personality, bad quarterback. Great personality. Not
Not
medium,
necessarily bad.
medium quarterback.
Still need to see his potential.
they can
honestly.
win, but they need to get a better defense.
They do.
Because that's how we
they
were,
revolve around Myles Garrett.
They're kind of trying to do the Steelers path. What we did was we drafted a good O-line, drafted Ben, and we had that defense ready to go. So that's why we won early with Ben. They kind of drafted the weapons and then Baker, thinking that a rookie quarterback was just going to come in and light it up like a Mahomes or like a Herbert, which it's kind of hard to.
Well, Mayfield came
Yeah.
in first, so.
Yeah, no, but those guys did it.
Yeah,
came
they
in and
did it. They were hoping
blew
that
it.
Baker would be that.
No, you can't say that for every guy.
No, yeah.
If you get a defense around him and then he grows as a quarterback and he kind of learns and he has time to learn because he has time in the pocket and he has time off the field because his defense can hold it down.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need. But they didn't. Their defense is weak in the secondary. They stopped the run a little bit, not really.
They do a decent job stopping the
They
run.
have one great edge rusher, no one in the middle, no one on the back end except for Denzel Ward, who I actually am still not that sure about.
I like Denzel Ward. I think he's performing well.
I think he's pretty good, but he needs to do more.
Yeah.
That's a top 5 pick.
That is. You're right, actually.
So-
No, yeah, he needs to play better. I was thinking he was top 15, not top 5.
top 5.
Top 5, he needs to play better.
Yeah. So Stefanski's the easy one. We both agree there. Comeback player of the year, a little bit torn. I'm going to be a homer. I'm going to go Ben. Could be Alex Smith. Completely tremendous. Not going to discredit anything he did. That was kind of incredible. Definitely incredible. Everything that he accomplished after that injury. But major elbow surgery. You come back. You throw 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 3,800 yards. You lead your team to a 12-4 record. You're going to the playoffs. You're the 3 seed. You won your division. You're 39. I think it's just the numbers kind of lean in his favor more. I think that Alex Smith is going to win it.
Yeah, Alex Smith is going to win it. But
His story's too good.
Like, that was a one situation in which Ben doesn't win it.
Exactly, right.
Like, had that not happened to Alex Smith, which is super unfortunate.
It'd be between him and Gronk.
Yeah, and Ben would have won it still.
Ben would have won it.
But, like, you're Alex Smith. You're out of the league for 3 years, and you almost had your leg amputated, and you come back, and now you're in playoffs.
Yeah. Well, in the NFC East. But still, I agree.
Still, playoffs.
6 wins.
Like, to me, that's almost automatic, right? I think Ben would have won it had that situation not had happened, but it did, which is, once again, very unfortunate. But Alex Smith is getting this.
Yeah, he deserves it. But I think, can make a case for either.
Make a small case for
small
one
case
and
for
a big case for the other. Yeah.
It's Alex Smith's to lose. If he doesn't get it, honestly, the whole world would be like, what the heck?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The entire NFL community would be like, wait a minute.
So that's an issue.
So we need to stop that.
All right,
People would lose their jobs, hands down.
We're gonna move into coaches, the coaching carousel next. Guys are gonna be coming into the jobs, and who's been losing theirs through the course of the season and recently. So stay tuned for that. Okay, guys, we're gonna roll into the coaching carousel next. We got a big rotation going on here.
Oh, yeah.
A few guys gone.
Some
guys who
I would say more than average usually.
Yeah, this is a big one. Well, there were a lot of bad teams and a lot of guys.
There were a lot of bad teams.
A lot of
guys
bad who
decisions.
Deserved to be fired. So
maybe even before this year.
Yeah, definitely before this year.
We're probably just going to go in order of when they did get fired. So starting off at the very beginning with Bill O'Brien. Texans head coach, just
and
gone. GM. He deserved to be gone a while ago.
He should have been just the head coach and then should have gotten fired for just how bad
last
head
year.
Coach he was. Yes.
Last year. Yeah.
Getting rid of D-Hop. Oh, God. Anyways, continue.
Biggest mistake ever.
Yeah.
Next, we got the Falcons. Dan Quinn also should have been gone. Not as much so as Bill O'Brien, but still should have been gone.
Yeah, he's in a bad situation. Yeah. He needs to go somewhere that would be like an OC and just kind of like bounce back.
Agreed. He needs to. He doesn't.
He wasn't horrible. He just needs to. Actually, he's a defensive minded coach, so he needs to go somewhere and be
He needs to go somewhere and be a defensive coordinator.
He'd be good there. That's a good position for him. But yeah.
But Bill O'Brien just doesn't deserve to be in the league. Like, in comparison.
No, yeah, he should be long gone.
Like, Bill O'Brien fired, should be out of a job. Dan Quinn just needs to be a DC somewhere.
Yeah, or even like a linebackers coach.
Yeah, he needs a position. Yeah. Regardless. Lions head coach, Matt Patricia, gone.
Get him out of the league.
Former Patriots, OC?
DC.
Former Patriots, DC.
And he tried to make the Patriots 2.0 with the Lions.
Yeah, didn't work.
You can't do that anywhere but New England.
No.
You have to be Bill Belichick.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah.
Even like... You think coming from a DC position, you'd have at least be more defensive minded and have good defensive plays. He tried, and it didn't work.
No, he tried to do too much, is what he tried to do. And then he had nothing to work with on offense. He kind of left it alone, and the offense crumbled.
Yeah.
It's the biggest flaw with quarterbacks. If you focus too much on one area because it's your specialty, coming from somewhere else, you're screwing yourself. You have to be balanced on all ends.
I think he's an intelligent guy, but I don't. Once again, same kind of instance in which he should be a positional coach.
He had that stupid pencil behind the ear all the time.
Yeah.
It made me so mad. That guy needs to
that
get
in particular, fired pencil.
I mean, like, he can be a DB coach. He actually, if I were him, I'd move down to the college level because he does stuff that's so simple. Like, he runs basic defenses. That's why he got torched so much. Like, he never did anything. Like, you look at Pittsburgh or the Ravens, you run, like, those complex jump, the blitzes.
Fake blitzes and, yeah.
The fades and stuff. Like, they do stuff that kind of confuses offenses. And, he didn't really have all the pieces, I guess, but
still.
You have to do some stuff. Like, when you have a bad defense, you have a bad defense. Bring some pressure to the quarterback.
Exactly. So you have to. Otherwise, your secondaries aren't going to be able to keep up if you don't bring pressure.
Exactly.
At least I would bring pressure 60%, if not more.
Yeah. So, next guy.
Next guy is the one everyone's been waiting for. Jets head coach, Adam Gase.
You suck, you jackass.
Sayonara.
Holy
Should have been
shit.
fired before he got hired.
Agreed.
How do you hire that guy? He looks like a psychopath.
How do you, they were like, yeah, he's fine still. And then he won 2 games, like, yeah, kind of. And they were like, nah, you're fired.
No. They should keep Sam Darnold, though, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah, Sam Darnold is still, in my opinion, a prodigy.
Actually, they shouldn't. They should give him to the Steelers. I want him.
I would...
He's good.
I like Sam Darnold.
He's a good quarterback. He deserves better than the Jets.
He does.
Whoever gets drafted there is going to die there.
Agreed.
Unless, they bring in...
I used to think the same about the Washington football team, but then they proved me wrong. So
What?
They've
had some good guys. They aren't one of those historic guys. I think it's like the Jaguars, the Browns.
Well, even the
Jets.
Jags had Saxonville for a bit, and now they're Sacklessville.
Well, yeah, I know, but their quarterback's always been bad.
That's true. That's true.
Except for when they had Oh my God, I don't know if anyone will remember. It's in the '90s. Mark, never mind.
Regardless, usually horrible QB.
Yes,
And so Gardner wasn't awful, but he's not good.
No. Yeah, he should go to Pittsburgh too. There are guys who can just come and back
They're-
up Ben and just sit there for
And
a
they'll
year.
be good.
And they'll be fine. Like we should
Sam Darnold,
Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford.
Get rid of Ben and just let Matt Stafford start for like what?
I think that would
10
be
million,
pretty good.
15 million a year. He would be cheap.
I think, but see, that's why I think Carson Wentz is also.
Ugh.
I like Carson Wentz. I hate Doug Peterson, and I think he should be out of a job.
No.
Hands down.
He wrote a
and he
book.
still has a job.
I have a friend who's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I do this all the time. I tell him this. I get this quote from Colin Cowherd. I love his podcast.
Okay.
He said, Doug Peterson wrote a book after winning 1 Super Bowl on how to win Super Bowls. Bill Belichick won 6 and hasn't said a word.
Yeah.
It's kinda
that
like-
about explains it.
Right?
That
Like
about
that
says
guy,
it.
it made me mad. You win 1, you don't get to tell everyone how to do it. And it was also the best.
You win 1-1 off of your backup QB
And
who
it was
played
like-
like a stud.
Exactly. Like without that performance, that team goes nowhere.
Yeah, agreed.
So it makes me so mad.
Like Doug Peterson right now is inhibiting the Eagles because he doesn't run good plays. The plays that he does choose are horrendous. They're very basic offensive plays, which is why no one is ever open. And then he's always relying on Carson Wentz to hold the ball for like 5 seconds, which the offensive line has the potential to do.
No, so
It's
bad.
a decent offensive line.
So
It is
bad.
a decent offensive
Jason
line.
Kelsey, yes. Everyone else, no.
Okay.
They lost both their tackles at the beginning of the season to ACL
Oh,
injuries.
that's right. I was
So-
thinking about beforehand. But still, like that's a decent offensive
right guard,
line
actually.
beforehand.
Yeah.
But like Doug Peterson is asking them to hold on to the ball for way too long, which is like
he's probably
ridiculous.
out of
And
a
then he
job, too.
changed it for Jalen Hurts because he's a rookie.
Yeah, he's probably out of a job too. We're gonna be talking
Eventually.
about him later. So.
We'll talk, but like, yeah, we'll move on from there.
Yeah.
I
We
hate
kinda-
him.
yeah.
That's the point being.
Yeah.
And that one from Adam Gase. Next, we got Doug Marrone,
Doug Marrone,
head coach of the Jags.
can't believe he was still coach.
No.
He replaced somebody when they got fired.
Yeah,
Who was the head coach of the Jags when? Oh my God, I can't even remember. There was another head coach when they had that 2017 playoff run.
Yeah, because Doug Marrone came from the colleges. I just don't remember. He came. I don't remember off the top of my head. Hey Cooper.
We got a dog on the set. Yeah, I don't know where he came from. I think he came out of nowhere. I think he actually was on their coaching tree and they just pulled him up. He was
No,
like,
I know, but he was in college, and then they pulled him
Well, yeah,
to
this guy's not
like
there.
offensive coordinator. I think.
Yeah, but anyways, there's not much to say. Like the Jags have been bad for a long time. It's time for a change. Like he didn't get the job done.
No,
The guy who
he was a
runs-
replacement.
Yeah, the
That's
guy.
what he
Yeah,
was.
it's like one of those things that
He's
the
filler
Steelers,
spot.
the Steelers don't do.
Filler spot.
Like the owner of the Jags is a smart guy, Samir Khan, or no, what's his name? His last name's Khan. I don't know his first name. He owns the team, a soccer team as well overseas in England, and he's the guy who did the merger for the NFL into England.
Oh,
and the
did he
UK.
really?
Yeah,
That's
why the
pretty cool.
Jags.
Oh, that's why the Jags always play in. Yeah,
Exactly. So he's a wicked smart guy. I think the Jaguars are going to stay around because they have so much money being poured into them by this guy.
Yeah.
And I think he knows what it takes to win. So I just think they just
That's
need
why
to
he's
be
getting
good.
rid of Doug
That's why
Marrone.
that's why 2017 was so good for them.
Saxonville.
Exactly. They had pieces that fell together and then they trade them all away. So, okay, get out of here, Cooper. Come on.
Come on, let's
Kill the vibe, man. But yeah, he should have been gone a while ago. I mean, it's time for new blood. And Urban Meyer is a guy that they're interviewing, asking for $14 million a year. And that guy, I can't believe he would even think about leaving Ohio State right now
Yeah.
because of what they just did. They just wanted that.
Yeah, they just beat out Trevor Lawrence.
So I don't know. Yeah, that's nuts to me. Who's the next guy? Come on.
Next and last guy, most recently fired, is the Chargers head coach, Anthony Lynn, who we spoke about how he lost his job.
Yeah, we already talked about him.
Yeah,
that guy.
you know the gist. He's out of there.
I mean, I don't know if you guys watched Hard Knocks, but he was so bland, and he was trying to act like one of the guys. He's a young coach. He's a younger guy, kind of like Tomlin, almost kind of connects with the players in a way, like McVay too, But he just wasn't.
Doug Marrone at the time.
he wasn't very good at it.
No, he wasn't.
He's a running back, former running back in the NFL, and he
Mm-hmm.
almost only focused on the undrafted guys that were running backs, and I was like, what is this about?
That's why.
I don't think he handled Herbert that well either. If you
No,
watch the
and
show.
that just tells me more so that Herbert's.
Very good.
Yeah. We're not talking about that.
Yeah,
Anthony
we're not going to
Lynn.
dwell too much, but he deserved all these guys deserve to be fired. Anthony Lynn could be a running backs coach somewhere, but not a head coach.
No, yeah. We're gonna go on to potential hires now that we
Yeah.
talked about all the fires. So my first one is the Chiefs' offensive coordinator
Bieniemy.
lighting up the league. Right.
Well, I mean, like it's almost like McDaniels from the Pats.
That's
You know,
true.
It's similar because you have Mahomes, you have Kelsey, you have Hill, and you have Andy Reid. Andy Reid, it's pretty much his offense.
Andy Reid is really good. I really like Andy Reid as a coach.
I think Eric Bieniemy is going to struggle.
I do. No, I think that a lot of teams are looking at Bieniemy right now, like wanting to hire him, but I don't think he's going to perform as well because he doesn't have the weapons, right? You can't come up with plays as tactful and as skill required as the ones he's doing right now.
The plays they run in Kansas City are almost so simple that it's stupid.
Well,
Like,
because Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce
they
make something of
They
it.
might make it look simple. It's like it just seems like someone's open at the 20 yards down the field every time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the play design is awesome. The stuff at the goal line where it's just like the quick toss to Kelsey and they run. It's like the stupid stuff.
It's stuff they can accomplish because they have players behind it. But still, I think he's going to be a head coach next year.
Yeah, he has to. He's the number one candidate in the NFL.
Yeah.
But him, Urban Meyer, and then we already talked about him. He deserves to be a head coach somewhere. I mean, it's like Nick Saban gets interviewed every offseason. He's never going to take it because
Yeah.
Alabama pays him so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Friggin' money. But Urban Meyer gets a ton of
I
money
wouldn't
from
take it
Ohio
from
State
him
too.
either.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't hire Urban Meyer. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a college coach. I don't think he's going to be a winner. He was briefly in the NFL. Didn't go well.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know. The other candidates, what do you think? It's Brian Dable.
Brian
right?
Dable. Brian
Yeah, the
Dable
Bills.
from the Bills.
He's another huge one because their offense actually is all him.
Yeah.
McDermott's a defensive guy, and their offense has been phenomenal.
Brian
he just
Dable,
needed.
He's been interviewed by several teams already, by
Yeah.
several of the teams who fired head coaches.
Yeah, I think he should go to the Texans with Deshaun Watson.
I really like that idea. I really like that idea a lot,
That
actually.
would be awesome because he could bring his guys with him too.
Yeah.
Because he has a cast. Every head coach brings their guys.
Yeah.
Tomlin brought his guys. Everyone, unless there's a historic guy there, like Romeo Crennel is still going to be the defensive coordinator for
Hands down.
the Texans. Like, actually, I think he might be. No, he retired, or no, he moved down to linebackers or something, or D line.
But he's still there, regardless.
But yeah, I think that's a perfect
that
spot
actually,
for him.
Dabble with the Texans. That
And
Watson had the most passing yards and the highest QB rating.
Exactly.
He needs a coach that can. That's what he needs.
Help
He
him
needs a
flourish.
coach. Yeah.
And they need to hire a good GM. You know who's getting talked about a lot for GM spots?
Who?
Louis Riddick,
Really?
the guy from
That's
NFL
awesome.
Network.
Yeah.
I think that's so dumb.
Really?
Like, I get it. Like, you're an NFL analyst. Like, I would love to be that one day. An
Yeah.
NFL like like
you hate it because you love it.
Like, I would love to do that, but I feel like that would be your job. You wouldn't then go in turn be a
Head coach
GM
or GM, I should say.
of a team. Like Mike Mayock did it. He's the GM for the Raiders. Good for him. Like, I'm not going to knock it or anything.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool, but
But there's
I
a
don't
reason
know.
they're 8-8.
I would rather get a guy who is in that field, has worked in that field,
That knows what they're doing in that
or
field.
like even someone who's like lower in like the business side of a team. Like for the Steelers or for a team that's done it for a long time. You know.
Someone who's been like their assistant for ages. Something like that.
Exactly.
Someone who's familiar with the position.
Like, I wouldn't get a TV analyst as my GM. That's why I think he could be phenomenal. I don't know.
He could, but you're risking more than you're more so of a risk. But
Yes.
if it turns out, awesome.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that Bieniemy goes to the Jets. Dable to the Texans.
I don't know about that.
What do you
I
think
don't know if
Bieniemy's
the enemy
gonna
goes
go?
to the Jets.
Falcons?
I think Falcons have a better chance of getting him.
The
Only
Falcons are
because-
going to draft a quarterback
yeah.
because Matt Ryan's gone.
Yeah.
Where do you think he's going to go? We'll talk about that
Later.
next episode, yeah.
We'll talk about the offseason, right?
Yeah.
That'll be a big offseason thing. But I think the Jets are going to be looking more into the college scene because before they hired Adam Gase, they also interviewed 3 other colleges.
The Northwestern
with
coach.
Northwestern coach. Highest, like that. Those apparently were like the highest potential for them.
Yeah.
Um,
That's where I found out. We were talking about this. The Florida coach.
Yeah.
They're the ones who interviewed him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can't remember his name. He had a great season. He had Kyle Trask and Kyle Pitts. So
Yeah. But still, I think the Jets are more going to go. They want somebody new. They want somebody from the college scene. In my opinion.
I don't want to.
I wouldn't do it either. No, I would not do it. I think Sam.
I
Darnold
hire
is gonna
from
have
within.
another-
As a team, if I were to hire, I would hire from within. Look at the Steelers. Every coach. They've had 3 all time. 3 coaches. That's pretty impressive. Chuck Noll was a defensive coordinator. No, he was a young linebackers coach for, I can't remember what team. There was only like 6 teams back then. But whatever. They brought him from there. And then with Bill Cowher, he was a special teamer in the NFL, then coach for the Browns, then coach for the Jets, and they brought him up. He was a special teams and linebackers coach, I think. Oh, Eagles, not Jets, sorry. And then Tomlin.
Tomlin, who's currently the best African-American coach to ever coach.
Yeah. Actually,
You can say that.
It's pretty fair. Maybe, I can't remember his name. He coached the Colts, but whatever. Dungy, Tony Dungy.
Still.
Yeah.
He number one or
he
two.
was the first one to win it. First black man to win one. Yeah. No, not Tomlin.
Not Tomlin, yeah. But
Dungy.
still, I'm saying Tomlin is...
The best one, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he has the longest tenure. But whatever. He was a DB coach for the Buccaneers when they won with...
Yeah, that's right.
With Warren Sapp and whatnot. So, you hire from within. I think it works. I think
John
it's the
Harbaugh
best thing to
was offensive coordinator for...
do. That I don't know.
Cincy, I want to say.
Well, the Harbaughs were in the NFL for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But they came from
Both of
college.
them.
Everyone has to come from college.
Yeah.
Originally.
At some point, your route has to.
But you should start. You shouldn't just jump from college to head coach. You
No,
should go
agreed.
from college
to like
linebacker,
yeah.
to DC.
Right,
to
you
head
build
coach.
up. This isn't like
Exactly.
a
That's why I don't like the jump. It's too big of a jump. The NFL is always the NCAA to the NFL is the biggest jump for players and coaches,
because you go from like such simple plays that work because defense
especially
isn't
in
as big.
defense.
Well, yeah, especially on defense,
It's
right?
crazy. The
It-
difference. Yeah. All right,
If you're gonna get a head coach from college all the way up to
the NFL.
to NFL, you need to make sure you have a phenomenal OC and DC. Like you already need to have.
Well, they're going to bring their
OC.
guys, like I said. Every coach
Yeah.
brings their guys. That's why I think.
He needs to
but
make
some
sure-
guys who are head coaches in college, like Urban Meyer, have history in the NFL.
Yeah, so they can pull some guys.
Exactly. That's why it's different. If it's a young guy, like what they just did, Matt Rule in Carolina, who actually is working,
Yeah,
that's a good. That kind of blew me away. That's like a unicorn.
I like that it's working.
Yeah,
Though.
but that's one of the rare ones,
Yeah.
you know. But okay, we're gonna move.
Yeah,
We're gonna move to breakout players next. We're gonna get this going. All right, guys, we're gonna do our breakout player and game of the week real quick. Tie it all together, you know, put it together real quick. But our breakout player is kind of different this week. It's gonna be like who we think has the biggest impact on their team and who has the biggest role this
For
week.
the playoffs.
For the playoffs.
Yeah.
No, just wildcard.
Just in
weekend.
general.
Wildcard round. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
wild
we're gonna-
card in general.
we're
But
gonna
still,
change
this
it.
is for this upcoming, not
Yeah.
breakout player for the past
Yeah.
season.
But Baker Mayfield. He has the biggest influence on this team. No Stefanski, no Odell. Offensive line's a little beat up. Joe Batonio is going to be out. He has COVID. They're kind of getting hurt a little bit, you know. Steelers have been hurt too, so I mean it's gonna. But Baker Mayfield, like we've said all season, he needs to step up. You know, it needs to be.
Oh yeah,
Baker Mayfield's time to shine. He needs to come to the plate and be ready to get to that.
they're
next
already
level.
not the favorites for this matchup. So,
Yeah, and the city of Cleveland. Like, did you see that stadium when they won that game?
insane. They were going crazy.
They were like, "Holy cow, we're in the playoffs!"
Yeah.
Like, that's insanity. That's why Stefanski's obviously.
Well, I mean, it's the first time in over a decade.
Yeah, so they had like almost 2.
Yeah.
So, I think that's like obviously the biggest one. I mean, you could make a case for Myles Garrett, but I think it would more be won by Baker than it would be by Myles Garrett that game.
Agreed.
So if the Browns are to win, it's going to be Baker.
Because like, who has the tougher matchup? Miles
he-
against Steelers offense or Baker against
Against
Steelers defense?
Exactly.
Right?
So if he plays offense with no turnovers, he runs
Or
the ball.
one, right? If you have
No,
one turnover.
no turnover.
No turnovers.
If he turns the ball over, we win. I swear.
Really?
I swear.
You think?
We need one opportunity. I'm telling you. If they give us even an inch in these games, like with the Ravens too.
Yeah.
When Lamar turns that ball over, you're like, that's.
That's yeah.
And same thing when Ben
It's
turns the ball
happened-
over.
That happened. Well, I'll talk about my matchup later.
Yeah,
but like that's
but-
what happened with.
But yeah, that's what it is. Mistake free. It doesn't have to be perfect, like 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and run the ball well, like you always do. Play action, throw to your tight ends. If he just has to rely on his knowledge because Stefanski's not going to be
Fancy's out
over.
and he can't call in.
So that's huge. I think that's really huge. So yeah, I think Baker for my breakout play.
This is a big proving game for him.
huge,
Right.
huge.
My breakout for this wild card is Trubisky.
I love that pick. Love it.
Um,
We've talked about him already.
Yeah, we've talked about it against the Saints, right? Like I said, if I think if Kamara's in, I don't think they stand a chance. If Kamara's not in,
That's like
he's
blood in
got
the
to
water.
play.
Blood in the
yeah,
water.
he just needs to go.
Well, the Saints' defense is really good too. Like people don't talk about it that much. They're probably like 2-3. Rams, Steelers.
Yeah,
them.
they're pretty high up there. I talked about them earlier when we were doing power rankings a while ago
Yeah.
because of their defense, because they have a solid defense.
Because their offense isn't what it used to be. So yeah, I think you're right. Trubisky. It's just the past few games.
Yeah,
you know. He's played
the
really
last
well.
few games. He's played well.
Is Nagy waking up?
No, he just the
no.
supposed quarterback whisperer needs to go.
Yeah, I just think number 2 overall pick. He does. It's the same thing as Baker. It's like Chicago hasn't won in a while. If you beat the Saints, can you imagine how big that would be?
That would be huge.
Yeah,
that would be huge.
It's like despite Nagy being the play caller, that kid still wins. If he could get a job somewhere else, I would take him. I don't like how much he runs, but I would take him to be a backup.
I think he runs so much because he has no, like the plays that are, no one's open.
So many options too.
Like,
but we've
Allen
seen
Robinson.
Allen Robinson. Yeah, I don't know.
What I would do if I had that man on the Ravens. The things I would do to
watch
get
Lamar
him
Jackson miss him wide open.
The things I would do, nonetheless.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely huge for him as a player, similar to Baker Mayfield. Like I said, put him in a boat. You don't know.
This is a contract season for him too.
Yeah. So number 2 overall pick, same thing as Baker.
Like if he beats the Saints, holy shit.
He has the same struggle as Baker too. He doesn't he makes the bad reads and he makes bad throws too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Lamar times Baker with him, the mistakes that is, because he misses wide open guys and he makes the wrong read. If he just cleans it up. And
but I
plays
feel
a
like he
little
has the
calmer.
talent.
I do too.
Which is
You're
you
in the
won't
NFL.
hear from most people.
You're in the
but
NFL.
You're in the
yeah,
NFL. You have to have the talent.
Especially as a number 2 overall pick. You have to have the talent. Sometimes it's situations, sometimes it's mental, sometimes it's more work needs to be put in.
I think he needs more confidence, because I think he lacks that confidence, which causes him to struggle, which causes him to make bad reads.
Yeah.
I think he needs a better coach.
Yeah. That's number 1 on the list.
Just swap.
Well, he won't be on the Bears come the end of the season. No. He'll be somewhere else.
He'll be somewhere else, or he won't have a job, which is unfortunate.
Well, he'll have a job. That guy, come on. He'll be a backup somewhere. It's like
he'll be a backup.
It's like
I thought you were saying a starting job. I was
no,
like,
God. Well, I mean, look at Cam Newton. He had a starting job, but
probably shouldn't have.
All right, we're gonna roll right into game of the week right here.
Yeah,
Mine's Washington football team versus Buccaneers.
I like that.
I don't think it's gonna be it could be a blowout. This is just based off of the story. 40-year-old, 42-year-old, 43-year-old.
That's all, folks.
Almost 45.
No, 44.
I know, but he's almost 45 because that's what he wants to hit. Remember?
Oh yeah, but 43-year-old Tom Brady versus this young kind of mean defense that
Chase Young, I want
Jonathan
Tom
Allen.
Brady. It's
All these guys have been picked within the past 5 years on the defensive line. I think it's so cool, but that's my big thing. I want Tom. I'm coming, Tom. Give me Tom.
That's huge.
So cool.
Like we were
what
saying
rookie
before.
says that?
That's bold, but he has Chase Young came onto this team and became a leader from day one.
Yeah, it's kind of like Terry McLaurin too. Another thing, they're just young across the board. I love it. I love the team. Every time we do franchises in Madden, I pick the football team because they're sick. But yeah, I think it. I mean, if the football team wins, I called it. I called the game of the week. Just saying. But I think it's so cool. I think that Brady could definitely put up 40 on him and it would be over. But if the football team pulls out a miracle on ice kind of thing,
I would love to see that.
That'd be the
that.
coolest thing
I
ever.
think a lot of teams want to see.
Alex
Also, previous people who hate Tom Brady.
Yeah,
I would love to see Washington football team win.
Just Chase Young, that D line, Alex Smith, Terry McLaurin.
Because we know if it was the Giants, they would lose to the Bucks, hands down. They would easily lose to the Bucks, but I think Washington has a chance.
Yeah, well, the Giants played them tough one time too. It's the MC East, dude. They win the games that are squeakers. Every game's a squeaker because you're afraid. The Steelers with the Eagles squeaker, Giants we beat them, but whatever. Redskins we lost.
Washington football team.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting. What's the other team in that division? Cowboys.
The Cowboys, yeah.
Squeaker with the Steelers. I'm telling you, it's the games you don't expect with that division.
Well, because you go easy on them because you're the Cowboys.
It's like the little brother, but they come in there and they're
Baba!
they're ready to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my pick for.
That's
game of the
fair.
week. I think it's gonna be a fun one to watch. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch that one as well.
Yeah.
Well, and then I'm gonna be watching the Ravens Titans because that's gonna be my game of the week.
Yep.
Oh, you have no idea how nervous I am for this rematch. I have no idea.
I think I actually wrote something down. 1 sec. It's a big question mark. I said, is it Derrick Henry's continued reign as king, or is Lamar gonna dethrone him?
Is Lamar gonna finally
dethrone him? Are they gonna beat their kryptonite? Because that's their kryptonite right there. They couldn't get past him last year. They couldn't get past him this year when they played him in the regular season. They lost. So
I just John Harbaugh, I need you to just like play against the play action. Like, be ready for that. Have a defensive scheme ready for that.
It's
'Cause
hard.
that's what beat us last year. That's what beat us last year.
No matter what, when the play action happens with Derrick Henry, no matter who the team is, the linebackers are going to go right inside. So there's that big space in the middle, and that's why Ryan Tannehill's so good.
Because he can, if you're Ryan Tannehill and you can make a 10-yard pass, you win.
And it works so well because their offensive line is so good.
Yeah,
That's what they can block against the sucking and linebackers.
They have a sneaky good offensive line. They're not talked about.
I think they're top 5 no matter what. But
That offensive line as a whole, or like,
oh yeah,
yeah,
the offense is top 2.
their
Whole offense
entire offense is top 2
in the NFL.
in the NFL.
Yeah, it's Chiefs than them. Give me another one.
Bills.
3. But
At their prime, Seahawks.
yeah, but that's
We'll see after this game.
yeah. I have lost faith in that team.
That's fair.
But-
But yeah, nonetheless, Titans Ravens.
Who do you have?
We
already talked about
this.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Deep down,
Deep down in my heart, I'm like, the Ravens got this. We got this. But on the surface, I'm like, it's the Titans.
yeah, it's all right. But listen, I think it could go either way.
If I,
yeah,
I really want the Ravens to win.
yeah, I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. Honestly,
I didn't either. But then we like right in.
You got
Sneaky.
and you're the 5 seed
Yeah.
to the top of the wild.
Yeah, we just went like from not making it to whoop.
right to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of nuts.
Some
All right.
scenarios happen that we need.
Yep. All right. I think that's it for us this week,
Yeah.
guys. Comment below. Like and subscribe. We appreciate you guys watching.
We're
We're
glad to be back.
glad to be back. Hopefully, we can get a lot more content out for you guys. So stay tuned for
We
that.
are going to be doing some, hopefully a bit more regularly. Ryan's going to be posting some like 1 to 5 minute videos.
Yeah, hot topic roundtable. Stay tuned for those. Just kind of the stuff that everyone wants to hear about.
Exactly.
Little Sam Darnold stuff.
News that needs to be said immediately, like Adam Gase being fired.
People need to hear about that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll
See
catch
you
you
later.
later.